Tough times for the MBTA. Governor Charlie Baker is looking for some dramatic reforms, and the Carmen's Union is looking to hold on to some of what they already have. Who wins?
My prediction would be that Charlie Baker will probably do quite well.
I certainly hope that he can. I don't right now. It's we'll see how that goes. But someone who uses the T often.
You do.
I do. And it needs an overhaul.
Not unless he's going to get money, and nobody's going to give him money to do it.
You think a fare hike is inevitable?
Yeah, absolutely.
People are clamoring for, where's the action, where's the evolution of the T, but without money and without ideas and overall a plan and preparedness, where are they left?
I would never bet against a union in Massachusetts. So he's going to be up against it, and I bet you're going to find that he's going to compromise.
So there is much to discuss this morning in the OTR Political Roundtable, and let's take a look at our guests. Democrat Marianne Marsh is with us this morning, and Republican Rob Gray as well. Guys, thank you. Time to launch into our conversation.
So this is the obvious question. Is this the year that Democratic legislators finally walk away from the Carmen's Union?
Well, they might tiptoe away. I'm not sure that they're going to walk away, and they might tiptoe under cover of night and under cover of, well, our hand's been forced by Charlie Baker and other politicians and the business community, and the fact that the MBTA completely broke down and we have to answer for it. They don't want to, but they probably will.
I went to a Carmen's Union rally the other day. You can tell that those guys know that they are in trouble. Marianne, do the Democratic legislators actually walk away from them?
They are in trouble, and I would say to the Carmen's Union and the Democratic legislators, no is not an answer. That is not a solution to all the problems that plague this rail line, period, end of sentence. Charlie Baker is willing to spend his political capital to get what he wants. So the Carmen's Union and the Democratic legislators offer a set of reforms. What can the Carmen's Union, what can those employees do better, and what resources do they need? And oh, by the way, I don't think that Charlie Baker should get that financial management board, but give Stephanie Pollack the power she needs to really run that board and make it concurrent with Charlie Baker's first term. Period, end of sentence. Get this done.
You heard Boston's mayor on it this morning. Marty Walsh said he is willing to step into the MBTA reform fight on Beacon Hill. He sides with the governor on the need for fiscal management board, but he doesn't think there's a need to privatize some services. Marianne, question is, will his voice make a difference?
Yes, it will, and here is why. He gave a great speech several weeks ago when he got the Roosevelt Award from the Mass Democratic Party, and he talked about the fact that he is the only person who's been able to settle all the outstanding union contracts, and the Boston Business Journal said Boston's the best place to do business. He can do both. Business is divided on this. The unions are the other side. Marty Walsh is the perfect negotiator here.
Would you call him perfect, Ron?
Well, listen, I would call him practical. And how did Tom Menino stay as mayor for 20 years? By being practical instead of ideological. I think Marty Walsh has learned that, even though he came up through the union ranks, and he's a union guy. He understands that the city has to run. It has to run on time. The MBTA is vital. And the Carmen's Union has a lot of problems, a lot of absenteeism and other things that led to this situation.
Let's switch the conversation over to D.C. Senator Elizabeth Warren led the fight this past week, which handed President Obama a major blow with his trade talks with Asian countries. Is her take-no-prisoners politics delighting not only the left wing of the party, but also GOP?
Well, sure, because you've got Barack Obama saying about Elizabeth Warren that her opinions don't stand the test of fact and scrutiny. I mean, he's basically calling her a liar in terms of how she's opposed this Trans-Pacific Partnership. So, yes, Republicans like it to have an inter-party war, but probably you'll get some moderate Democrats who come through and give the president the trade deal that he wants.
Is she hurting the Democratic Party, Marianne?
Not at all. I mean, if you had any doubt about Elizabeth Warren's clout with her colleagues in the Senate and millions of voters around the country, that doubt should have been obliterated. The fact is, her colleagues, Elizabeth Warren's colleagues, trust her more on these issues than they trust the president. He needed to get 10 Democrats on that vote. He got 1. So the fact is, she's not only driving what's going on in D.C. now, it just shows how much more clout she's going to have in the presidential campaign in 2016.
And she's not going to run for president, right?
Why should you be president when you can beat the president?
That's a good line.
We'll see.
But is she giving ammunition to the Republicans, though? Is it at least a little bit of ammunition?
No, because in the end, the Republicans are going to get exposed for who they are. They want to give everything to the corporations. They don't want to protect workers, and they can't enforce what's going on abroad. And those are exactly Elizabeth Warren's arguments.
Well, apparently that's true about Barack Obama, too, what you just said about Republicans, because they agree on this deal. So.
And that's why he got defeated.
Let's talk about Boston 2024, too. The organizers are getting a push from Governor Charlie Baker. He thinks the public and all concerned deserve to hear more specifics on the summer games sooner than later. I understand it's Boston 2024, but the argument is now. The governor wants a more complete venue and financing plan available by early next month. Marianne, is that a signal that Baker is cooling to the Boston Olympics?
No question. And the fact is, time is running short for Boston 2024, no matter what form it takes at this point. They need to put up a plan. They need to show it to everybody, and it's got to be the best plan they ever came up with in their lives if they want to get this done.
Is he cooling, Rob?
This is the second shot across the bow of the Olympics by Charlie Baker. The first was his opposition to expanding the convention center, which is a linchpin to the facilities needs of the Olympics. And now we have another shot here where he's restricting and compressing their time frame and making them perform sooner than they want to perform.
The arguments continue on the record. Stay with us.